Hello again. We're going to go over Pidgeotto this time. Quick overview, a little above average move speed. Dodge is a little unique. You don't get much invincibility time, but you also don't lose very much momentum at the end of it. So it's a pretty good way to move around. And it's got pretty decent and quick recovery. Alright, so let's get into the physical moveset. So first off, we have quick attack. If you want, you can do the first attack and then just dodge out of it. The cooldown on this is really good, so you can kind of do it a lot. You could also double tap it to get a second hit, but keep in mind that if you do that, much longer cooldown and you can't quite get out of it as quickly. So next up we have wing attack. Good amount of stun, good range, good damage. Not much else to say on this move, it's just an all-around very good move. But if you miss it, you're left open for a pretty reasonable amount of time. Then we have Brave Bird. Does a very good amount of damage, but one thing to keep in mind is that it also does damage you as soon as you use it. Cool thing about it is it's a nice little back step right there, so helps you get away. Nice little feint if someone's trying to hit you up close. Get away and do that. It's also a really good way to open up combos, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then we have Fly, which you activate it, move around the air for a while, and eventually it'll drop you down. This move does not automatically aim, so if I'm facing the other way, it'll go the direction I'm facing. You actually have to do this move manually the entire way through. You can drop it down early, like that, by pressing the button again, and you can also hit on the way up, so you can go up and down just like that. So with all of that put together, we can showcase a quick little combo. Great, and that'll do it for this physical moveset. On to the next one. Okay, here we have Special Pidgeotto. So this one, you want to actually stay roughly about this range. You basically never want to be closer than this, otherwise you can get in a lot of trouble. So let's go over why. So first we have Air Slash and Air Cutter. They're both very similar. They both pretty much do the same thing. The reason being is you can kind of alternate between the two at your own pace, so you can zone out with these and drop them both at the same time if you want. They're very good moves, not a lot of damage, but very quick, very easy to do and get out of. Next up we have Gust, which hits at that range. Nice little knockdown move, very quick as you can see. Then we have Twister, which functions at the same range, much slower, but also quite a bit more damage. Very good move. But again, you have to be able to function at that range. So the idea is, again, stay at about this range, so you can do stuff like this. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of other interesting setups you can do, especially if you can get them stuck on a wall. You can keep them there for quite a while if you are able to space your moves out properly like this, and then you can go for it again as they try to get up. The idea is just to lock them down with constant zoned pressure, and of course, because your dodge is so useful, you can kind of just maintain the distance a lot. Alright, so that does it for Special Pidgeotto. On to the next. Alright, here we have Support Pidgeotto. So I'm going to use Nidorino for this target because I've got a move that is sort of important here. So first of all, let's go through all the sets, all the moves I mean. So Quick Attack, we've already seen that one. Air Slash, we've also already seen that one. The two new ones will be Tailwind. Now this works for your whole team. It actually ups your speed for a pretty decent amount of time, and it considerably lowers your cooldown time. I can demonstrate this in just a second. But let's show Defog first. So Defog by itself just does that. Does no damage at all. Even up close it does absolutely nothing. However, let's say you've got some sort of hazard on the screen like toxic spikes and we do Defog. Those go away immediately. So very good to remove hazards from the game. Okay, so now quickly I want to talk again about Tailwind. So look at the cooldown on Air Slash. That is the rhythm you can shoot it at without Tailwind, so if I activate it, as you can see, that is much, much faster. So this is an extremely useful support Pokemon to use if you have somebody that could use a speed boost and a cooldown boost. At the same time, it's a really, really useful thing to have. But anyways, that does it for support Pidgeotto. Alright, and finally up, we have Specialist Pidgeotto. So we have a couple of familiar moves. First of all, we have Air Slash, then we have Twister. So those two came from the special slot. We have a new move, U-turn, which, if you land it, instantly swaps out to the next one in line. In this case, it's Marowak, of course. And then we have one more move that needs to be shown. First thing before we do that, let's go ahead and use Stealth Rock just to set this up. Okay, so let's say, like for example, you have a Marowak on your team and he does Stealth Rock. You can go ahead and do Whirlwind. Forces a switch out, which means the next one coming in has to deal with the hazard. They don't have a choice. So as you can see, we're just cycling through. And each of them are taking Stealth Rock damage. You also can combo into Whirlwind pretty easily. Oops, let's try that again. So you can do that even just from straight up Air Slash. And of course you can do that from Twister as well. You can also combo into U-turn, although it's not as useful, but there you go, you can do it. And that pretty much wraps up the movesets. One thing I have forgotten to do in a few of the past videos is show some of the Z moves. I'll go ahead and show Pidgeottos, and maybe at some point later I'll update the videos or re-upload or something like that. But here with Pidgeotto's Z move, it's very similar to Fly. Much quicker on startup, you don't really control it, you just go up and down very quickly, do a very, very considerable amount of damage. And that'll do it for Pidgeotto. Thanks for watching.